Well, hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens. We're a podcast that just loves to talk crap about Bravo. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
Good. Just want to apologize, whoever is watching this on video. By the way, we do video podcasts every day. They're on Crappens On Demand on Patreon. That's also where you find our bonuses. We're going to have a bunch of stuff going up there. We're changing our Patreon. It's going to be much simpler soon. All that good stuff. But anyway, anyone who's watching this, hi, Crappens On Demand, or weeks later on YouTube, which is free. You can do that too. Hi, YouTube. I'm sorry I'm purple today. I'm really working a lot with new webcam stuff. You wouldn't know it because, I know this looks like a $5 production, and it is. But for some reason, I'm just a different color every day. I'm a different shade. I'm not really sure what's going on. But I do know that my blood pressure's out of control, so I hope I'm not going to eggplant out tonight. And we'll talk about them on the bonus episode. Isn't that exciting, Ben? Are you excited to talk about blood pressure on this week's bonus?
I'm so excited. Hopefully I can lower some blood pressure by providing this bucolic view of Sonoma, California. I've got the Sonoma live webcam on behind me. I'm broadcasting from Sonoma. But yeah, this is Sonoma, California, in honor of Orange County, because it's very odd that you would honor a county in California with a city in a different part of California, but it's because they go there today on Orange County. But before we dive into that, we talk all sorts of crap about crop. We talk lots of crap about Bravo and Peacock and all these different networks. We also talk crop.
We're like, you know what? What's going on with the crops these days?
What's going on? What's going on with the crops in Sonoma?
Corn is up.
May I talk crap about FedEx? May I do that?
God, please, I hate them. You're the worst.
Okay, I need to advocate on behalf of my parents right now, Crappens listeners. This has nothing to do with Bravo, but I'm going to use/abuse the platform. So my parents, they're older and they're just trying to kind of get stuff out of their house. And so they wanted to send me some paintings from their house. So they sent it and they shipped them with FedEx Ground. So they brought the paintings to the FedEx store. The FedEx store packaged them up, and the FedEx store was like, you should really insure. You should insure the stuff you have to insure. So my parents insured these things, which, when you insure, it's really expensive to insure. And it's also expensive just to ship this shit. So they ship it. Most of the paintings arrive here in California. One of them does not. One of them gets returned to the FedEx store because it gets damaged en route. So my parents made them open it in the FedEx store. So that way there's not any oh, you guys took it home and broke it. They opened it. It was broken. FedEx was like, well, we're not going to refund you. And they're like, okay, we'll file a claim. Luckily, where it's insured. FedEx denied my sweet parents' claim. So in summary, FedEx made them insure it, shipped it, broke it, returned it, didn't give any refund, didn't honor the insurance claim that they broke, and they didn't even wind up delivering the painting out here, so I could fix it out here and hang it up on a wall. So my parents are like, you know what? We're going to sue FedEx. And I am all for it. So I just want to say, everyone, fuck FedEx. And how dare you do that to my parents?
Yeah, they suck anyway. And you really see the difference because when you use Amazon or something that uses UPS all the time, it's quick, it's easy to return. Then FedEx comes. Like if something is shipped through
FedEx Ground.
I got a lamp shipped through FedEx and it was in this box. It's completely destroyed. The box, it looks like they were using it as a bowling ball. Okay, it was just thrown at the fence. It wasn't put on the door or anything. They just suck. They suck all the way around. So screw you guys for hurting the Mandelkers.
Thank you.
For Christ's sake.
Because FedEx Ground, if you ever try to track something on FedEx Ground, this is what it's like. Okay, congratulations, you just received 3 text messages because your package is on the way and it should be delivered by tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, you're all excited. You open it up. Oh, your package is in Pittsburgh, but you're in Los Angeles. Yeah, but it's still slated to come tonight. Are you trying to fool me? No. So everyone
shame on you.
Yes.
Here we go. We're taking down FedEx. That's it.
Yeah. Until FedEx fixes its ways, everyone use UPS or DHL or just find a horse somewhere and resurrect the Pony Express. Okay, everyone? That's what I've got to say. That is my rant.
We're moving back to ponies. Okay, so let's go to a picture worth 1,000 words. This Real Housewives of Orange County episode. Now, first thing I think was both on our minds. Ben texted me. We're allowed to say that right now. I know it sounds like bad grammar, but I think it's just what it is.
Texted.
Text. because Ben texted me. I don't like that. Ben texted me, and he was like, "Why do I like Gina now? What's wrong?" Gina has course corrected, because I thought the same thing when I was watching this. I was like, "Wow, Gina has been downright pleasant and adorable lately,
Funny,
and
enjoyable.
she's been doing these off-show things, like on her TikTok or whatever she does, her Gather platform, whatever she uses." Or she's like, you know who I feel really bad for? Shannon. And I just want to say Shannon is like doing so great. Now, part of me is so cynical. Well, 90% of me is so cynical that I think, oh, she's course correcting because of the reaction she's been getting this whole season from fans. And so now she's like, I'm going to make videos and I'm going to say, Shannon, I feel bad. And it works. We're all suckers. But it worked for me. I'm like, she's been just downright lovely. So,
well, because you know what, when the chips are down or the chips are up or the chips are somewhere in the vicinity, Shannon this is a rough episode for Shannon. This is about as bad as it can get for Shannon. Shannon Bedore, the open wound. This is a wound that someone went and just opened it more. And Gina was actually really good to Shannon this episode. And Gina has a sordid history of being terrible to her friends and not being helpful. I mean, honestly, Loki, look at her story with Travis that's going on right now. I mean, it's not good if you ask me. But I felt like Gina was actually pretty good to Shannon. And I just feel like, honestly, it's time that we use Heather Dubrow for good. I think Heather Dubrow needs to get in there. I think, and Shannon knows
Heather
that.
Dubrow is also having a great season. I feel like the whole.
Listen,
world
I'm a total convert. I'm a Heather Dubrow convert.
Next episode, I'm going to be like, you know what we need? Now. We need a Katie spinoff from Vanderpump Rules. That's what we need. We need a fucking Katie spinoff. She's my hero. I mean, what's happening? I feel like this channel is like messing with my brain. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's a heat wave, and our brains are melting. But honestly, Heather Dubrow.
That's why I'm purple.
Shannon knows that like the only way she can get true revenge on John is if she brings out the big gun. She brings out Heather Dubrow, because Heather Dubrow is going to. In fact, I'm going to tell my parents to reach out to Heather Dubrow. Get Heather Dubrow on FedEx. If you ever deny a claim again, this will cost you a lot.
Oh gosh. So yeah, she's doing great. It's been super fun watching her.
Great job,
I like
sweetie.
that. I love when reality cast members, especially on shows that are all about arguing like these. I really like when they can change your mind all the time, and that's super fun. Now, speaking of open wounds, Tamra, for fuck's sake, bro.
Tamra.
My God. So Tamra's doing this thing where she got a facelift, which everybody does. It's like, no shame. I cannot wait to get a waddle removal myself.
And then she rolled through a bonfire.
Girl. She got a facelift. She got a face burning. She got a lasering. She got the Freddy Krueger. She got all of it done. I'm scrolling through. Listen, I'm trying to eat. Okay, I'm scrolling through my Instagram trying to eat my soup, which already is painful. Eating soup, like I want other things, but I'm gaining weight, so I'm eating soup, and then I spit it out when I come across Tamra's Grinch ass face with her. Look at me, everybody. I got a facelift. I just want to be real and show you. I don't want you to be real. What do you want me to come on here with every scab I have and like shove it in the camera on the thing? Don't be real.
Does anyone want an Instagram live of my colonoscopy? Okay, not everything. Yes, you can.
No kidding. Guess what? People poop. You want me to Instagram from the toilet? Stop it.
Listen, I totally support self-care. I know you do too. Listen, if you want to get
and all sorts of shit to my face, you wouldn't know it, but still.
But let's do the Cliff Notes version. Like, let's just get to the end. Just tell me how it turns out. I don't need to see the process.
Yeah, I need the before and the after. I don't need the middle where you're just like, well, I was going to say, saggy and sad looking like a weight loss thing, because I'm always in the middle. Those are always my pictures. But, like you literally look like you've been run over. Girl, like... We don't need it. And then she does it every day. She's like, here we are, day 4. I'm like, please stop. And her mom's texting her like, Tamra, please. My friends are asking me if you got hit by a car.
No, that's the thing. At a certain point, because and on top of that, she's not only burned to a crisp, because I think she literally got some sort of like, I think she did a neck thing that was literally like I don't know. She literally got like burned, like she burned skin or something like that. I don't know. I wasn't really listening. But then she's in the middle of this getting into a feud with Vicky. So she's not only burnt to a crisp, but she's also crying in a feud. And I'm like, Tamra, just put some ice packs on your face and get some R&R, or like watch some TV. Don't feud. Get off the internet.
Well, I
Isolate
think when you
yourself and
get something
enjoy.
for free like that, you're supposed to influence. So it's like, okay, I'll give you this facelift and this laser, but then you have to go on. Because, of course, Kelly Dodd is commenting on her stuff because Kelly Dodd is a menace to society, as we all know. So Kelly Dodd is commenting on her like, oh my God, you're disgusting. What's wrong with your face? And then she commented something like, stop pretending you did this for your birthday. You got this for free. Oh. That's why you're posting about it. So she's in the mix, and then Vicky's like, "Oh, you know why your daughter doesn't talk to you? Because you suck." And then Tamra's like,
yeah, there's all that stuff.
How dare you say something about my daughter? You know that you win, Vicky. You win. I've lost a daughter. People are like, you did not lose a daughter. Your daughter's not dead. She just hates you. And I mean, it's become this huge, ugly fight, and it's all over the Instagram, and everybody's yelling at each other. And Tamra literally looks like the Grinch. She's even green.
It's a pretty wild thing going on her Instagram, and I feel like if you're gonna do like the join me on my plastic surgery journey thing, like there's like the funny way, like Lynn Curtin, who just emerges with a big donut around her head and her eyes open like, is my face beautiful yet? And then there's the Siggy Flicker way, also with a donut sipping soup with a straw, but don't do the this is too real. I don't watch surgery shows. I don't need to see this. This is too much.
This
Unless I'm
like
watching like a
Zip
doc.
Popper show. You know that Dr. Zip Popper?
Dr.
Who
Pimple
watches
Popper.
that? People are disgusting for even keeping that on the air. And I'm
Listen.
standing against it. And this is the same kind of thing. I'm standing against it.
Now I want to say something else, because I think we're now in the territory where we're going to get misconstrued. Obviously, there are people in this world who have, suffered great tragedy and have had lots of facial burns, whatever. That's not the thing.
That's not it. It's the healing. It's a healing process. It's things you do to yourself
I don't
that
need
you're
to be there
healing
for every step of your process.
Right,
okay.
right.
If you have burns on your face, that does not.
This isn't an ableism thing. Yeah, this isn't.
But I want to make sure, because there are going to be people who are going to chime in about that, and I don't want to make people feel lesser than.
No, because it's not that kind of burning. It's like someone
Tamra.
literally just stayed in a toaster and their face is blistering and they're like, look at my blisters. You know what I mean? Like, we all know. It's like, hey, is this cut? I think this cut is, this cut I have the length of my finger. I think it's infected. And then they shove their yellow pussy thing in your face. That's what it is.
Or it's like, hey, this tastes like shit. Here, try a piece. You're like, no.
The old
I'm going to take your word for
this
it.
tastes disgusting. Try it.
So I just wanted to put that out there because I know,
But also, Lynn Curtin did a lot of things so right, by the way. And Lynn Curtin's kind of
except raise
an
children,
icon.
maybe. Yeah.
Well, look.
Listen,
look around this show. You know what I mean? Like, let's just take a good look around this show. I don't know that many of the children ended up great on this show. So
I love Lynn. That was so
with her cuffs and her first person to get evicted on camera, and just like the grace she handled everything, like the kind of crazy energy to grace she handled. I mean, she's an icon. If we're going to bring anybody back, if we're going back to the old trunks, let's grab some Lynn Curtin. I would like some updates.
I know. I'm such a dick. Lynn Curtin did us the extreme privilege of giving both the podcast and us follows on Instagram within the past month. And the first thing I do is just shade her for her kids. And her kids are grown adults, and that's not on Lynn. That's on the kids. So Lynn, you did a great job, and you did the best. It was your fucking husband. We all know it was his fault. So Lynn, you keep on living your grand life. You are our plastic surgery queen. And, I hope that every month brings you a new donut to wrap around your head.
And we will talk more about the Tamra and Vicky feud that was going on this week during our next Crappy Hour, which is Monday night at 5:30 Pacific.
Wow, we're already back to Crappy Hour. Wow.
Yeah, so we'll do that then. So let's get on with this episode, shall we?
I mean, it's only been 15 minutes. Okay, so yeah, we are now going on our next cast trip. This is a season full of cast trips, but this is not the cast trip because they're going to go to London. So this is pretty cool. So we start off, I guess, the new thing where we have like a little scene where people are chatting. And it's also a recap. So this time we have Alexis and Heather. They're driving around in Alexis's car. Heather is visibly disgusted by this poor person luxury vehicle. It's like, oh, is this only a 3 Series? Oh, I see. Okay, well, thank you for showing me what the maids drive these days. Do we know when my Bentley is ready?
And Alexis is like, girl, fun Lexi here. We have so much to catch up on. So much. Fun Lexi. And so Heather's like, we're going to be doing an event for family equality in Sonoma. We accept all kinds of wines. I'm just saying that right now. Is it a Pinot? Is it a Shiraz? Does it need a label? It's going down your gullet.
This is where we hold an event. Families come in, and they are all equally able to be hired to be our maids.
Family home worker equality. I think this is about our trans children. Exactly. Everyone needs their room cleaned equally. No, Heather, I don't think you're...
Whether you're trans or cisgender, we all deserve an Alfredo.
You know, I'm so sick of people saying cisgender all the time. Your sister will talk about her gender when she's ready. Am I right? Family equality. No, Heather, I don't think that's... now, that said, making fun of these two is so fun. But it is so nice to see mothers supporting their kids like this on TV. Because, you know, I didn't necessarily grow up with that. I do now. I have it now. But, you know, we grew up in a different time. Like, I'm an old person, I feel like. And we grew up in a very different time. We did not even have a lot of this stuff. We didn't know about a lot of this stuff at all back then. So to see people kind of dealing with newer information at this point and handling it with such aplomb is really nice to see on TV. Even from Alexis, who I think is a complete fucking trash box. But you know what? Credit where credit is due. I mean, she's doing right by her kid. So...
I mean, is there any greater sign of hope than the fact that you have someone like Alexis Bellino, who is so hard-headed about so many things? And I imagine I don't really know what her political alignment is, but I imagine it's a little bit more, you know, right-wing, which is, you know, has not historically been so great for the trans community. And the fact that she, despite all this and despite my assumptions about her, is so supportive for the cause, I think is actually really inspiring. I mean, who would have thought Alexis Bellino, inspiration for the week of
or Heather, really? I mean, Heather seems like she would be such kind of a stick up the ass kind of a person that she's so, and we know from the show, you know, from seeing her on the show and talking about her kid's sexuality and stuff like that, that she is so open. So it's not really that much of a shock for her at this point.
Yeah.
But just in general, I mean, I would think of her as just such a stick up the ass conservative kind of a person.
I would think of her as like, and so, I decided to have a daughter, and you shall remain a daughter. You know, like you would think that she's like, this was my plan. You're not allowed to deviate from it.
Yeah, and she's not, you know. So anyway, it's just really nice to see. Like, we like to rag on people, but, you know, sometimes credit where credit is due. And it's really nice to see. So thank you for doing that on TV because we need it. So anyway, they're talking about their, you know, this event and stuff, but still gossiping. Because that's this show. It's like, let's do an event to support our children. Now, who can we bring down? And Heather says that she's invited Shannon, and Alexis is like, fuck. And she's like, is there a space where you all could just agree to just let it go? Just let everything go. Listen, one poor person fighting is one thing. Two poor people fighting, who's cleaning the living room? Do you understand?
You both can hold the dustbuster at different times. It's okay.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So we see, while they're talking, we're seeing flashbacks. It's basically previously. This is a fancy version of doing previously.
Kind of. Well, Alexis is like, my boyfriend's reputation has been demolished. Your boyfriend's reputation was demolished by like Tamra and Gina and Emily, who were bringing all the stuff that Shannon was telling them on private on camera. Shannon didn't even do that.
If he had a good reputation, it would be completely immune to anything happening on Real Housewives of Orange County. I'll tell you that much. Because honestly, his reputation really wasn't dragged through the dirt that much. It's only now. It's his active actions now that are destroying his reputation. His reputation is not destroyed because he had a relationship that didn't work out well with Shannon. You know, there was never allegations of abuse. There was never allegations of really anything nefarious. It was just like, oh, John Jansen, okay. Like, it's his actions. It's his choice to then pursue Alexis Bellino, who is in Shannon's sort of circle there. It's his actions to demand this money back. And then it's also his actions to not only to threaten to sue for this money, but then also basically say, if you don't pay me this money, I'm going to release videos, which, as has been noted on this show, on Orange County, and on many other podcasts and IG videos, is essentially blackmail. That's what's going to ruin your reputation, not Shannon Medore going to Dr. Moon and, you know, crying while she's getting cupping on her back about the issues in her relationship.
Yeah. Fuckers.
Yeah.
Fuckers. So then Alexis is like, her lies have gotten so bad around town, and you owe him $75,000. And then it's, you know, a lot of flashbacks, like you said. So we come back, and Alexis is like, I need Shannon to shut her fucking mouth. It's lies. I'm telling you right now, I'm about to unleash. Oh, really? The dog? Are you going to unleash the dog that you bought that was a twin of her dog? You fucking stalker.
Yeah.
Let Archie number 2 go. He deserves better.
So now we get the title card, and now it's time for just your average American household, the Dubrows home in Los Angeles. So here we are in Bel Air, actually, and Nick, the eldest son, knocks on the front door, and Heather's like, Ace, come on down here. Nicky's home. He made it. He's finally home from his college that's 2 miles away from our home. He did it. I'm like, you know, he's at Loyola. That's like, that's a 15-minute drive. Let's not act like he just came back from, you know, Peace Corps in Bhutan.
So she's like, honey, see that picture right there, Cherry? I need that to go back up on the wall, because he's playing pool with the kids. And he's like, you expect me to hang a picture up? I don't know how to hang a picture up. Cherry, you can reattach a finger. You can hammer a nail. Okay?
So Heather's like, the lifestyle right now is insane. Back and forth and back and forth. I mean, you know, it's not so hard because we're being driven everywhere or flown by helicopter. But, you know, having to just see all those poor people going by your window at such high speeds, that's very hard, very taxing. And I'll spend the night sometimes in Orange County. I'll see my mother-in-law. She has dementia, so I make sure she's okay. And we see, like, mother-in-law sitting there like, it's not that I have dementia. It's just that I choose to forget you every time I see you.
Well, she has dementia, so she says that she never sees me. She's lying. Or just forgot.
She claims she never saw Malibu Country, so I'm pretty sure she has dementia.
So she's talking about how they took a place at the Balboa Bay Club for the next several months. It was a little bit difficult at first because we couldn't look out the window and say, Drake! Drake! But we're getting over it. It's very difficult.
Well, down there it's Drake Bell. Up here it's Drake. So she's like, you know, Terry's going back to work. I'll go back to LA when he goes back to work. You know, I am paying a lot of money in tolls. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant trolls. That's what I call the valets.
Nikki, do you know how to hammer a nail? And he's like, no, I wouldn't want to ruin this wall with a hammer and nail, Mom. And Terry's like, you don't know how to do it either? That makes 2 of us.
Speaking of paintings, by the way, that painting is not going to be supported with just a hammer and a nail. I'm like, you need to get some braces. You just call TaskRabbit at this point. I would love a sitcom about the Dubrows where every episode is them being confronted with a simple household task and they don't know how to do it. And that's the entire episode is them trying to figure it out, like how to hammer a nail into a wall.
Shit, though. That's what cracks me up about them. They're acting like they're like from Rockefeller money where they've never had to do anything. Heather, you were sleeping on fucking... Did she ever have those? I was about to say you were sleeping on park benches trying to get sitcoms back.
They shoved you in the attic of your sorority house in Syracuse. You were up there at the top of Alpha Z doing your one woman anything goes performances before they would pull down that ceiling door to let you down to have some McNuggets.
You were doing Annie Get Your Gun by yourself in an attic in a sorority house. Don't tell me you don't know how to use a fucking hammer and a nail. You put together the whole set.
This is what the third floor of the sorority sound like. Give my regards to Broadway.
You can't get a man with a gun.
They're like, Heather, stop doing your choreo. We're trying to do our homework up here. They just hear boom, 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 just doing a salute and a march to the bat that's hanging on the ceiling.
So these jokers are making a hilarious scene about how they would never know how to use a hammer and a nail. And Heather's like, yeah, okay, well, here's the other thing. One of the main reasons we moved back to LA is because there's more inclusive opportunities for my kids. And so she starts talking about Ace and how it's way easier for him to make a fresh start in LA. And Heather's like, Terry, we are terrible parents. We haven't taught them any adulting skills at all. I mean, not being able to hammer a nail. He's like, I taught him how to do it. You say, hey, Alfredo, bring a hammer and a nail. Done.
I just also want to point out that one of the perks about Bel Air, aside from Drake, hi, is these inclusive opportunities, which of course means that my kids are allowed in the gated community while everyone else is kept out. That's called inclusivity.
We're into inclusivity for the most part, but we do still have a doorman.
And he's not allowed in. He's an outdoor doorman. The door goes out.
And Katerina also gets to go to a school with a very high-level film production program, which I'm so sorry to break it to you, film is dead. Okay, so just saying as someone who's newly back to Los Angeles, I've heard it all over town. Film's dead.
Everyone's talking about it. No one's working. No one's working because the streamers have ruined everything, apparently.
Goddamn streamers.
When you say streamers, we're talking about, of course, the rampant use of party streamers that have been thrown all over the city. No one can get any work done. Everyone just keeps leaving their offices to party.
So Kat's like, I have skills. I can do my own laundry. And she's like, ooh. It's like the first time we ever see Heather's face like crumple. She's like,
if you ever mention laundry again, it will cost you a lot. That is not a
Terry's like, we don't do laundry. We're Beverly Hills now. We're Beverly Hills people. So I feel like these two are like aspartame. It's just so gross at first. And it's like trying to be something it's not. But then after a while, you just get used to it and you start ordering it with your lunch. Because like I'm acting grossed out by them, but I think it's because I'm reading back the notes. I'm like, God, these people really are disgusting. But I watch it and I'm like, they're fine. I'm enjoying them.
They actually are a good family. They all really get along so well. They all seem to really enjoy each other. It's just funny that they're filming a happy family scene and none of them know how to do any of the most basic things around their house.
It's just every time Heather and Terry do a scene, it's like, okay, we have to do a scene about how incredibly rich we are. What is it today? Should we see Drake from the balcony? What should we do? Hammer and nail. I got it. Hammer
Family
and nail.
trip. Family trip to the balcony where we'll all wave at Drake. Okay, do it. Let's FaceTime in our other daughter who lives at Tufts.
So let's see. So now we're talking about how Heather has 4 kids of different genders and different sexualities, and they want to set them up for success. And so she's really grateful for this foundation that they're doing their thing and they love their kids and all this good stuff. So the kids leave. And then Heather's like, wow, Terry, isn't middle school the worst? He's like, oh, my God, some of the worst implants I've ever seen in my life. You know, it's just so sad when a kid is botched that young.
The kids are mean. The age group is terrible. The teachers are poor. No one appreciates a good musical. It's just a terrible time of life.
It's like you don't understand at that point why you're judging your teachers. It's not until later you learn what polyester is and why it's so disgusting.
You know about what they say about teachers. If you can't clean a mansion, teach. Is that the expression? That's the same as do, right?
So she's like, I'm glad that we're not hiding our kids because we love them and support them. And also we don't want them to be exploited either, right? It's like a dance. It's the exploitation versus hiding your children dance. I think we're doing it pretty well, Terry.
Life is good. Well, thank you so much, Heather Dubrow. Thank you, Terry Dubrow. It's my pleasure. Now hold for a circle to close on your face and transition into the moon for some reason. Oh,
This
right.
was bizarre. They really do a close up on his mama Elsa and then like bring the circle very small and then turn it into the moon. It was like the best episode of Botched I've ever seen. It's like this show. The editors were like, you know what? It's your turn to be botched, sir. Okay, we're gonna help you.
The post department on Beverly Hills probably has the most fun that out of every housewife show. They're always doing some weird shit. They're doing it. Listen, if you are someone walking around in Orange County in public, you don't know if you're going to be filmed by their B-roll team and turned into a transition. Because how many times have we seen someone like juggling on the beach and they juggle across the screen and we're in a new place? They love doing shit on this show with the post department. Like this is where I feel like this is where you want to get to if you're in Bravo Post.
This is like the golden egg.
Yeah,
Orange
they have
County.
all sorts of stuff
They're
happening
like, you
all
know,
the time.
I've really been slumming in the below deck trenches for some time, but it'll all be worth it if I ever get to Orange County. That's where the real freedom is, bro. The other day I saw a bicycle pass on the road and I thought, God, wouldn't that be great to intersperse that with geese flying off of a lake straight into Archie catching a ball at the bottom of a pool? God, those are the days.
Remember, was it last week or was it this week when it was, I think it was last week, it was raining. And so they made all the panels of like what people were doing descend on the screen like they were rain themselves. Remember that?
I remember Teddy descending upon my screen and I was like, ah, damn, get me an umbrella.
Captain Lee showed up. So we're going to go. Speaking of excitement, we now go to the Simpson residence where Emily is packing, and I guess the dog's ball got in the bag, and Shane's like, "Oh look, is he packing his ball?"
But Shane here to deliver his little dose of, fun and energy. And Emily's like, Alexis going on the trip with me. Honey, you can't fit in here. I know you want to be in here with all of these tacos. I love tacos.
And then they throw the ball into the suitcase again, and then the dog goes into it. And goes, okay, well, this is going to be fun. It's for charity. Heather works for this organization. It's called Family Equality, and there's a fashion show, and we're going to walk in it. And because everyone knows, fashion shows in Sonoma County, just a hotbed of fashion. That's why she asked for a measurement. We're going to get measured by Heather Dubrow.
And the producer's like, measurement? She's like, Shane says I say it wrong too. Measurement. I'm from Ohio. Measurement.
I've never heard someone from Ohio say it like that. I've never heard anyone's. It's a measurement. Well, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a measurement.
I've heard of people saying measurement.
Measurement?
It's like you saying water.
Water.
You don't hear it because you say it.
Measurement. Well, okay. Well, this is a nice little measurement over here. I guess. Yeah, I guess you could say it like that. I don't know. It's literally just measurement.
You're coming up with permission slips for Ohio people. You're like, are you allowed to say it like that or not? I'll get back to you, Ohio, after this commercial break.
Putting this on the ballot.
Go with it. Listen, Emily needs something. She's already gone through her whole, my mom was mean to me and didn't make me lunch. And she's already done she's done her boudoir shots. She's going to need something else. And today it's pronouncing a word funnily. Okay? Just let her have this, man. For Christ's sake.
Well, I'm going to wear 3 different outfits, so I hope they fit in my bag. Oh, is that because you had Taco Bell last night?
I love tacos. All right, well, her storyline's on the rails. So then we go to Tamra at her house, and Sophia walks in and, makes the sound Sophia does as she walks in.
Have you noticed that Sophia is turning into Sarah Sherman from SNL? She looks exactly the same.
Oh, I don't watch that. I don't watch that these days. Every time I watch it, I'm like, where's Will? Where's Kristen? Where's Eddie Murphy? God.
Well, Sarah Sherman is a cast member, and she's very fun. Look up an image of Sarah Sherman, and you will see.
Also, you know who I think she looks like? Zooey Deschanel.
Zooey? Did you get Zooey's measurements?
Zoe? Her name's pronounced Zooey. Do you say it Zoe?
It's pronounced Zooey? I always pronounce it Zoe all this time. I think it's spelled Zooey.
Isn't it spelled? Well, I mean, I call her Zooey. I don't know. I don't know her in real life. So what do I know? I say Zooey. I'm reading it. For Christ's sake, you can't have a name with 2 O's in the middle and then be like, my name's Zai. No, it's not. It's Zooey.
Zoe Deschanel, could you please clarify this for us? Thank you if you're out there.
Zoe, yeah, if you're out there, call us.
If you're out there listening to our Orange County recap.
So let's see. Measurement. Okay, so Tamra and Sophia. So Tamra's like, I'm packing. She's like, oh my God, for what now?
Sonoma, we're going to be walking in a fashion show.
You in a fashion show?
Yeah, with my graceful walk, batch.
And your 5'2" stature.
Hey, easy now. There's nothing I can do. Don't short shame me. If you're going to shame someone, shame Shannon for being a stupid drunk whore.
I know.
So then we go to Heather's penthouse, back to Heather's, and she's like, Emma, here's how I pack. I use tissue paper because you know how when you go to a fancy store and they use tissue paper and they wrap it and things come out so unwrinkled. Emma's like, no, they come out wrinkled. You just make them steam them. So exactly. Wrap yourself in paper.
This tissue paper came from Nobu. They love me. I actually just buy it and I send it there and they keep it for me there. And then when I come in, they gave it back to me.
So she is wrapping each little sweater in this tissue paper. She's like, it does take a lot of paper, but it's worth it. Cut to a crying tree mother in the forest. Like,
I know. Cut to Al Gore, the real Al Gore, just crying. not this show's Al Gore. Oh, he's probably crying too. But by the way, okay, I have purchased a shirt. I have purchased a garment in the store before. I've gone to the dry cleaners, and there is like, sometimes there is tissue paper, but it's like one piece in the folded over section. Heather is putting it over on, like a piece of tissue paper over every single fold that happens in the shirt. It's like, oh, gotta fold that cuff a little bit. Give me another piece. And she's like, there's so much tissue paper.
You know why she's doing that, right? Because when she unwraps it, it takes forever, and all other people hear is, and eventually someone says, what is that noise, Heather? And she's like, oh, I wrap every individual sweater in this because you know when you go by retail and they wrap your sweater like this and it comes out with no wrinkles at all. Oh God, here she goes. She just wants to do her fucking tissue paper monologue wherever she goes. So she's making it last as she's one of those people in a dinner theater audience who like unwraps a piece of candy for 30 minutes. It's like, how big is your butterscotch, lady?
I know. Don't you know how to do this already? But yeah, she's like, oh, you know, I've been packing like this for years. My friends make fun of me. Like Drake, he's always like, started from the bottom, now we're here with tissue paper. I'm like, oh, Drake.
Drake one time said, a sweater without tissue paper? Oh, no, no, no. A sweater with tissue paper? Oh, yes, yes, yes. It became a meme.
And she goes, this is so good. It's a little time consuming. I'm not going to lie. But once you do it, and Emma is like, it's perfect. She goes, yep. And voila. And she gestures, and it's sort of implying like, look, I did it. But it's really, to those who know, you can tell that this was Heather's way of saying, and now I've taught you. So you can now pack up my extensive wardrobe in tissue paper. See you in 5 hours when you're done.
Yeah, exactly. So then we go to Jen, who's talking to Katie on FaceTime. And she's like, oh, my God, thank you so much for answering. You look so pretty. You look beautiful, Katie. Really. Seriously, Katie, you know what? You're a beautiful person. Katie, right now I can only see your face because we're on FaceTime. But we might as well be on Soul Time because I can see your soul right now. It is so pretty, Katie. Really.
Yeah, where are you going? Where are you headed to, Katie? She's, oh, well, I'm going to go get my nails done because, I'm leaving for Sonoma soon. Oh, I'm not going with you guys. I have to take a separate flight. Yeah, because I have a court thing, Hey, it's going to depend on how court goes, because, it's taken 4 years to get this court date set, and I am not going to miss it. I'm not going to miss it at all. And it is finally to get the temporary child support and alimony. Finally, something's going to work out for me. I'm going to get some money.
I just have such a good feeling about today. Finally, everything's going to turn around. Jen will never learn her lesson as far as like, if you're going in to be like, I'm poor and I need money for my children, don't go in right after you just got injections. You know what I mean? Because she's got like a little bruise under her eye, which I think are from injectables. And that's like
she's wearing expensive. A YSL shirt. She's wearing a shirt that literally says YSL down the middle of it.
I just need some money. Like you need to go with a scarf on your head and like a little brown sweater with holes in it. You need to be like, oh, look at my wrinkles. Like maybe push your face together.
Dress like you're in
this.
Yeah, dress like you're in Fiddler on the Roof. So Seriously.
Matchmaker, make me a match, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
It might be hard to argue for child support when you're like, do you mind if we wrap this up? I had to miss my private flight up to Sonoma County, so I'm going to have to fly. I have to pay for my own to go up there to wine country where I'm staying in a glamorous lodge.
Yeah, learn to fake it, girl.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So then she is so we see flashback to where she had a meeting with her lawyer and it's not going great. And so Jen is sobbing and Katie's like, what happened? And she's like, you know what, Katie, sometimes I just can't do this. It's so hard. And she's like, I know. It's just so much. Remember, I just wish I could go with you because I remember what that was like. My husband's still a little fucker. I'm like, oh my God, I hope we get to see this side because I want to see Katie take down this fucking guy now. And I brought this up last week. I won't go through all of it again, but stuff that we've read about Katie throughout the weeks being released in the media by someone. My guess is Heather and or the ex-husband are releasing all this damaging information on Katie. He sounds like a real fuck, and I would love to see her go versus that guy on this show.
Yeah, he seems like a real asshole. So, yeah, she's like, you know what? I left my ex-husband. I left with nothing, no alimony, no large sum payment, no money, just a strange love for golf. You know, I hate even thinking about it. Not golf, of course. I love golf. I'll think about that all the time. I just looked at one of his photos today and his hairline doesn't even like him. It's chasing away too. So he's balding. That's what I'm trying to say.
Now, that's fucking rude, and I'm a bald person. How dare you bald shame people? But I also really loved it, because I do believe that baldness is karma from God. Well, God doesn't give you karma, right? What does God get? Retribution from God. And, I'm a sinner. I earned my baldness, and so did that fucker, okay?
Well, God only knows what I'm going to throw in this damn suitcase, but I don't care. I'll drink wine and sweats if I have to. Okay, love you, bye. I'm about to go get a whole bunch of money.
So now let's go to John Wayne Airport to Heather's private jet. And don't you mess with my town again.
Yeah, when you people don't know this, but when you actually walk into John Wayne Airport, when the doors open, they go doom 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 doom. I was like, wow, really getting the spirit there.
Is that a Western sound? Is that from a John Wayne movie?
It sounds like it's Noella getting run over. Or Aisha.
So everybody's like unloading their luggage. It's an airport scene. And of course, Shannon's like, oh, luggage. Oh, hold on. Let me get some luggage out of the car. Wow! Rolling down a hill on her luggage.
Hold on. I just need to grab just something. I just need to stuff into this bag. Oh my goodness, it is. Wow. Oh no. I think I broke the bag. We might as well just call this bag Shannon, because two broken things, right? Right. I'm gonna sit on this bag and try to close it.
She just flies up in the air.
Look, I'm John Jansen trying to shut this bag's mouth. Gag order on this bag. Better zip it up, bag.
So on the plane, Heather's like, I'm going to tell you where everyone's going to go. Hold on. Emily, Reba, Heather, Betty White, Reba, Heather. Oh, well, thanks for letting me on, but is anyone else? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I give you a seat, Emily? Okay. Emma, scratch Emily off there. Put Betty White in her seat.
Katie, you can stand with the flight attendants in the galley and make us chocolate chip cookies. Okay, thank you. Oh, whoa. Gina, don't sit there. That seat is permanently reserved for Betty Buckley should she decide to join us.
I've got a really good one planned. I'm going to say, everyone, we're ready to fly. Please, Betty Buckley, your seatbelts. Memory, all alone in the moonlight.
At this point, I like to pretend I'm actually on a tire, not a private plane. Okay, lift off.
So Emily's like, wait, really? You've assigned seating on a plane? She's like, yes. I don't want to have to sit anywhere near Katie. And Katie's like, well, I'm actually shocked I'm not below the plane where they put the dog crates.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, I did mess up this manifesto. Katie, you're below the plane with the dog crates, yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Well, I mean, clearly Heather's over our problems because I'm back here with the girl you hate. So
Well,
weird.
So I've never flown a PJ before, but I feel like anyone who got stuck on that little bench, which was basically Emily, Gina, and Katie, those, that they are lower on the pecking order for Heather, because that's probably got to be the most annoying place to sit during takeoff, right? Because then you're all like going, like leaning left and leaning right on each other, right? Like, so I think it was pretty obvious who she doesn't like.
She hates you. So then Shannon is like, okay, I'm here. Here we go. And she's not happy at all. And so they're just like doing wacky, like, oh, how do you put seatbelts on kind of thing. And so now they take off and pastries are passed around to Shannon and Emily, which I just feel like Heather is doing that to test people. And then to be like, who took the pastry? Who took the pastries? Oh, I figured. Shannon and Emily.
Now, wait a second, everyone. I know we're on a private plane, but I am a very grounded person because I'm going to have the flight attendant bring me out a slice of pizza, which, oh no, I just spilled on my pant. Whoops. Relatable.
I'm such a relatable person on a private plane.
Now, if you guys look out the window, you can see Drake's house, which of course is next to my house.
So Katie's asking Alexis if she's going to talk to Shannon. And she's like, I mean, I tried to wave to her and said hi. I guess it's not really the right time. But I really want to enjoy Heather's event. So I'm just going to completely leave Shannon alone. Okay.
Hey, Shannon. Shannon, have you gone on any dates lately?
Oh, well, no, I don't really want a date right now.
Well, you could just go out and have fun with somebody. Just don't buy them any shoes.
Watch it.
They're such troublemakers. I mean, and then she spends the rest of it. She's like, this was so hard for Shannon. You're making it hard for Shannon. Stop doing shit like that and then acting like, oh, poor Shannon. You're purposely stoking these fires and then standing back and being like, oh, gosh, I'm just here to care for Shannon. You bunch of fucking fakers over there on this show. So she's like, yeah, don't buy him any shoes. So Tamra goes, what shoes? Like she doesn't know. And Emily's like, wait, Shannon, you're saying they're Lou Ferragamo shoes, right? Right. Like, stop it. Stop it.
You know what? You gotta be careful what you tell us, because I mean, we just can't like help ourselves. I feel bad because I can't help myself. You know what? Before we got on the plane, Shannon showed us a picture of Alexis and John at an event, and she zoomed in on the shoes, and they were like Ferragamos, okay? And she let us know that she bought those Ferrignos. And Emily's like, yeah, but she said it under breath, like very Shannon, like, oh yeah, I bought the shoes.
And Shannon confirms it. She's like, I made a comment under my breath and said, well, I'm glad he's still wearing those Ferragamo shoes. So, glad he still got them. And Gina's like, yeah, and I believe the belt he was wearing too. Actually, right, Alexis? Did you see?
Yeah, Alexis, what kind of shoes did John have on last night? And Alexis goes, well, why are we talking about Johnny J? I mean, but I think they were Fahrenheit shoes, I believe. And Emily's like, thank you confirmed it. And so everyone's like tittering about this. And Alexis tells us, I mean, a 60-year-old woman is dissecting a photo as if suddenly, like, there's an age limit for when you can stop being shady and zooming in on photos. Hello.
No kidding.
That is a lifelong entitlement.
You a 50-something. Is she 50? Maybe she's not.
She's like 47, 49, somewhere in there.
Okay, then you like a 47-year-old lady are with crusty-ass Al Gore dissecting ring cam footage. I mean, that's weirder.
What about your 60-year-old boyfriend dissecting your boobies every night? How about that?
Well, that's more normal.
The point is this.
I think we just crossed into normalcy. But
The point
if he
is
was
this.
dissecting
We're
them
allowed-
over ring cam footage from months ago to try and extort you later, that would be,
Listen,
be weird.
I think she should be applauding Shannon for dissecting the photo. The fact that Shannon even understands that you can take a photo and take your fingers on it and open your fingers up, and turns out that you can zoom in by doing that. That is an accomplishment. Yesterday, I went to I donated some like glass like mason jars to a thrift shop, and to get your receipt now, there's a QR code. So this lady, who honestly was probably only about 5 years older than me, she tries to scan the QR code with her phone, and it's not scanning. And you look at her phone and you can see she's not updated her iOS in about 10 years. And she's like, what do I do? And she keeps taking photos of the QR code. I'm like, no, you got to scan. She goes, how do you do it? So I had to show it to her. She goes, Okay, let me try. I'm like, I think you have to update your iOS. She goes, my iOS? What's that? And I was like, okay, ma'am, I don't know how you got to 2024 through a whole pandemic without ever having to use your QR code functionality until now. But this is going to be a big moment for you. And the point is this. We take a lot of
got her social security number. That's what I'm saying at the point. You should have been like, I can fix it. Well, now, what's your social? What's your date of birth? What's your mother's maiden name? All right, let's get some credit for me. I mean, your phone fixed.
The point is this. As we age, we become less adept with technology. Some of us still don't understand QR codes. Does my mom understand it? Yes. Does this lady at the thrift store, who again seemed to be within my age range, understand it? No. So the point is this. We should actually be applauding Shannon, because Shannon seems like she might be in the type that's like,
What? I don't even understand how to use this phone. What is it?
holding it backwards. Okay.
So you're saying we should applaud Shannon for knowing how to look at a picture on Instagram?
And zoom in on it. Yes. Because otherwise she could be doing this. Hold on, let me get my readers out, because you have to have readers out to ask this question.
Excuse me. How do I zoom in? Do I just, I double tap? I double tap? Ooh,
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Hold on.
Well,
Let's look.
I applaud her because if John is going to bring Alexis onto a whole ass TV show to go off about how he paid for all of this for Shannon and he's going to sue her and publicly humiliate her over money, then she's allowed to point out what she paid for over the years as well, sir. It's not just you guys.
Yes.
I don't know why you're acting so shocked that people point out who paid for what. Big fucking hypocrites. Gross. Gross people. You're trash. Trash.
And Tamra's just saying how, like, Shannon's always pointing out, like,
Oh, his eyes, his nose, his teeth, his nipples, his balls, all the way down to his shits, bitch.
and of course, post-production pulls out close-up of all those things. And then Shannon's like, well,
He didn't even know half the designer brands before he met me, let alone the joys of stuffing cream cheese into a salmon.
So Heather looks up the shoes online and she's like, oh, they were on sale. $375 to $475. Not that expensive.
oh, I should probably buy 12 of them. When you throw them at a maid, they really, really pick up the pace. It's great. Good life hack.
So then Emily's like, way to go, Tamra. As if Emily wasn't the one who just brought it up.
Yeah.
And Tamra's like,
Oh God, it was gonna come up sooner or later.
so now they're landing and Alexis is like, oh my God, are we in high school? Like, find a different thing to focus on, Shannon.
Says Alexis, who brings up Shannon, not even her own issues. She just brings up Shannon every single episode. So now they get into vans, and Emily's checking in on Shannon, and Shannon's like,
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
and then Alexis in the other van is like, what am I gonna do if I am with Shannon? Like, I just don't want to say to her, like, I know it's uncomfortable, like, for both of us. Actually, I do want to say this. I just want to say to her, like, I know it's uncomfortable for both of us, but like, can we just like put it aside for the benefit of this group and for Heather and for Johnny J's reputation?
Yeah. And so then back in the other van, Heather's like, we can get tattoos. Tattoos. And Emily's like, hey, Shannon, are you game? She's like,
No, I will not get tattoos. I'm having fun.
tattoos. We see Shannon's already about to lose it.
Yeah, she's like definitely spiraling. And Alexis is like, I just don't want to make it worse. Okay. I don't want to live in their purgatory, even though she's probably going to hell. Let's be honest. And Gina's like, well, you can't release those videos. And we see flashbacks reminding us of what the videos are, which are like ring cam videos of apparently Shannon nearly running over John's kid, which again, kids are adults. Like, get out of the way. This drunk lady. we all know to stay out of the lane when there's a drunk person on the highway in front of us.
So Gina's like, you don't want to be the executioner. You don't want to be, you don't want that on your conscience. And she's like, well, I just kind of want her to understand how bad she's hurt people. But like, the devastation. It's been nothing but devastation with Shannon.
You know what? I truly believe that this has the potential to push Shannon right over the edge, which is pretty shocking because she's been pretty much teetering on the edge for the past 10 years on this show. So this is going to be the one. This is the big one, guys.
And Katie's like, these videos are a real ticking time bomb. I just don't want to be there when everything explodes on the course. And Alexis like, it's not my fight, but he's my man. So
So now we arrive at Guernsville, California. And they come to Dawn Ranch, and they're greeted by the general manager of the ranch. His name is Teach.
He's like, welcome everybody to Dawn Ranch. My name is Teach. You wonder how to get grease off plates? It's never been easier than here at Dawn Ranch.
We named this place after two of my favorite things to buy at the supermarket, Dawn and Ranch. So come and enjoy.
So he's showing them, and they're going to split up for lunch because, it's a Housewives trip. So they have to do two separate things to talk shit about each other and then come together. And then everybody explodes about the things they heard about each other on the trip, on the split up things. So they do that. They go see their cottages, and Teach tells Heather, so this is Olive's cottage. And she's like, oh, so that's good. This is where the olives stay. Is there somewhere where the blue cheese stays and somewhere where the martinis stay as well?
I love a
you
place.
You should
that
have
has
Shannon stay a little bit far away from them. I'm just telling you right now.
I love a place where each part of the charcuterie board has its own cottage. That is a goal.
Please don't allow salami into this community.
Is there a cottage for pizza that falls on your pants? I need to be in there just to keep up appearances.
And then there's a guitar in there, and she goes, oh, pretty. A guitar. Good. We can sing later.
I know lots of good guitar songs, like the catalog of Joan Baez and others of the such and like.
You can't get a man with a gun. Just taking her back to her Annie Get Your Gun days.
She tried to be singer-songwriter, but she's like, I can't help it. I'm Broadway.
So now in Katie's room, I don't know, everyone's seeing their room.
She's
like, there's a spider. I'm so terrified. There's a spider in my room. She's like screaming in golf.
I know, that's a golf scream. Wow, this is out of control. And then Tamra is in her cabin, and she pokes her head out the door and looks outside. She's like,
It's my neighbor.
and Emma's like, it's me.
Oh, is this what it's like to live in Ohio? You sit on your porch and yell to your neighbor?
She's like, yeah. And then a cow walks by and you take its measurement.
I love that Tamara doesn't know what it's like being on a porch yelling at your neighbor when her glamorous vacation was to Glamorous Dunes. I think you know what it's like going outside and yelling at your neighbor, okay?
Yeah.
These just aren't on wheels.
I know, I was about to say, we've seen her neighborhood. It's literally like the houses on top of each other, and everyone's yelling at Tamara's house every time that big ass pickup truck probably comes in and out of that garage. Like,
Or the Harleys.
or the Harley. God.
They're just the asshole vehicle home on this.
Yeah, because you know what they do. Okay, anyone who has someone who has a motorcycle. I'm not saying your Vespa. I'm not counting your Vespa in this, but a full on motorcycle Harley.
No, it's terrible.
Okay,
My Vespa.
This is what they do. No, this is okay. Well, this is what people with motorcycles do if they live in your neighborhood. It's okay. Well, if it's time to go, like if you're gonna hop in your car and you're gonna go somewhere, you turn on the car, vroom, and you drive off. This is what people with motorcycles do.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes outside your window. It's like, are you gonna go somewhere? What are you trying to do?
Yeah,
Every time.
I'm actually pretty good. And I think most of it's because I've talked to you about this over the years about how annoying that is. And so I live on top of a hill right now, which is very helpful. So now I can just like take off the brake and like go squeaking down the hill. And then I turn it on at the bottom of the hill. But, I'm just so noisy in other ways. Like there's construction here all day. The neighbors want to murder me. They start at 7 here. And then when they finish, I'm like, oh, okay, you guys are done with your noise? Good. Have a good night. I'm going to practice the piano terribly. And then I sit at the piano, and I swear to you, I just played the same chords over and over again. Terrible. It's like pling, pling. It's like, how many years can one person play an Adele song terribly? Adele has literally retired, and I still can't play one fucking song. And I started this shit during the pandemic. I'm a hateful person, and all of the neighbors hate my ass, and that is why I'm bald. That's my God retribution.
And that's the night the lights went down in the San Fernando Valley. Yeah.
Hello there. This is a 2-part recap. Okay. This is the end of part 1. So thank you so much for listening to this. Just come back a little later for part 2.
Watch what Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sipped some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with
Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. Ring that bell, toi Rachel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.